Good morning and welcome to the show, and thanks for waking up with us. I'm still waking up. I've got Heather Gaither here, our friend from Metabolic Research Center, and you're going to talk about Halloween treats and how to be cool and healthy at the same time.
How to be cool and healthy for Halloween. So, you know, some staggering stats to start us off. We spend $2 billion a year on Halloween candy.
$2 billion worth of candy.
$2 billion. Yuck. And the average person will consume 1.2 pounds of Halloween candy.
1.2 pounds of Halloween candy.
So 1.2 pounds of Halloween candy means that your sweet little 6-year-old kiddo is consuming 3 cups
oh my God.
of sugar.
On Halloween or the Halloween week. You couldn't do that. You couldn't possibly eat this in one sitting.
You would probably eat that in a couple of days.
That's 3 pounds?
That is 3 cups, and this bag is 2 pounds. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 pounds.
2 pounds of sugar.
Oh my Lord. So what do you do with your kids if they don't go out for candy? I mean, you know.
Yeah, and look, I'm not here to be the Halloween, the ruiner of all Halloween
the
fun.
buzzkill.
Here I am, the buzzkill for Metabolic. Not at all. So I think, yes, every kid's going to have a little bit of candy. The question is, are they going to have, like we would all agree that one night this enough sugar, in Halloween candy, right?
That'll keep them twitching for a while.
I mean,
get the blood
this is
sugar
a
up
good
there.
10 or 15 pieces, right? So it's not that we're trying to ruin Halloween, but what do we do for the rest of it? And so, what I wanted to talk about today was that there's all sorts of other ways to have tons of fun at Halloween and give kids things without being that, nerdy lady that gives out apples and oranges, right? I know, nobody, and the pencils, nobody likes that.
And people are afraid of fruit like that too.
That's absolutely right.
People are afraid, the old... I don't know if it's an urban legend of an apple with a razor blade in it and all that crazy stuff. But people are afraid of that
They
stuff.
are. And really, if you're going to give out something and spend your money, give out something that they really like. Okay? So I brought all of these things that we can look at today, and I got all of them at Walmart. I got them all last night. Most of them I found on the clearance aisle.
Nice.
And so we'll start with this bucket here. So if you're a kid and you're coming up to trick or treat, this obviously could be in a big basket. But what I really wanted to talk about was how there's all sorts of fun things. Every little girl in the world will put these little bracelets on, right? You give her this or Skittles, and half the little girls will literally pick this. They will choose this, right? So cars.
The little boys love that stuff.
Kid me, right? My son doesn't even like Skittles. So if you gave him Skittles and that was what you offered, Skittles or this, he'd pick this every time. I tested him this morning on the way to school, and I gave him all his candies and all these toys and picked which one would you pick. And only one time he picked M&Ms over the basket. Every other candy type, he chose something in here.
Heather, we got to run off to the local weather. Let's explore this basket some more on the other side of your local weather, brought to you by the West Pittman Law Firm. Where am I looking? westpittmanlawfirm.com. Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Heather Gaither from Metabolic Research Center. We're talking about healthy treats you can give kids on Halloween rather than all that, the 2 or 3 or 100 pounds of sugar we're ingesting.
So we talked about those, and we have that. But, look, glow bracelets, glow necklaces. Oh, man, this is awesome. They will pop this open and be glowing all night while they're trick-or-treating.
But all pretty cheap, though. You can get this on the sale aisle, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, they had packs of these. So this is 97 cents I brought to show today, but they had a pack of 10 for about $4 at Walmart.
Wow.
And most of the stuff like this, these rings, the little girls will love. This was all in the party aisle. It had nothing to do with Halloween, so this was all in the section where you would buy gifts for your kids for their birthday parties.
Right.
And
so give them little trinkets and stuff. Look at this, those little Super Balls and the fangs. Who doesn't love these fangs?
Who doesn't love the fangs? So we have bubbles and fangs and bouncy balls, right? And again, this is a whole pack. It was $5, but you could service, 15, 20 kids out of this pack.
Yeah.
So crayons and coloring books are great for the littler kids that come through. Little rubber duckies are awesome for your 2 and 3-year-olds that come through trick-or-treating. They would totally go for this stuff. Who
the
did
paddle
not
ball,
love the paddle ball, but all Halloween-themed paddle balls. So
what is this thing here? This is really kind of interesting.
So these kids love this, and so this is one food thing that's, I'm trying not to be too nerdy here. So they make these in a ton of flavors. You twist the top off, which they love to do, and then what's inside is basically it's like we do with the Go-Gurts and stuff.
Oh, it's like a little...
it's like applesauce-ish kind of thing, right?
Oh,
really
cool.
fun. The other idea was if you did want to give out food, you could give air pop popcorn in single bags, pretzels. This is chocolate flavored almonds.
Very nice.
So if you did want to give food, there are ways that you could do it without as much candy involved.
Yeah, and what about these drinks here?
Yeah, so also
For bigger kids, I guess?
There's those of us adults that need to keep our hands and our mouths busy, right? Because there's Halloween candy everywhere. So some of the things I wanted to talk about were prepackaged things that are already portioned, like 100-calorie packs of nuts. So have some of these on hand so that when you want to grab and munch and crunch, you've got some nuts on hand.
Not eating candy corn
full
or
of
something
good,
like
healthy
that.
fats, right? Still tastes good, but not full of sugar. Cheese sticks are perfect on the go. I know I talk about this every time I come, but they're portable, they're easy, they're loaded in protein, and they taste good. Nothing diet feeling about cheese. Tea. Any flavor of tea on the planet would be great. So
and that's for the adults that are handing out the candy.
Yeah, keep a mug full of it. I double brew this and add a little sweetener to it.
And my favorite over here, Jell-O, yay!
Yeah, and it's weird. It's slimy, right? It's green. It's ghoulish looking. You know?
It's a healthy treat to have at the house.
10 calories when you're feeling tempted.
So, say no to all the sugar, and get some fun stuff to give the kids.
Yeah.
And you don't have to, get them all amped up on sugar on Halloween night.
Right. The dentist will
we
thank
were.
you.
Yeah. Heather Gaither from Metabolic Research, thanks so much for coming out and showing us how to have a healthy Halloween.
You're welcome.
And we'll be right back after your Mad Hatter Minute.
Hi, this is David Lovett, and this is your Mad Hatter Minute. Whenever you purchase a new car, look in your glove box. There's a little book in there. It's called your owner's manual. Your owner's manual is probably the least read book in the world. However, it provides critical information about your vehicle. Specifically, in the back of the owner's guide, there's a schedule of preventative maintenance that you should be doing on a mileage-to-mileage basis. Everyone knows that the engine oil change has to be changed. You change your engine oil anywhere between 3,000 to 5,000 miles, depending on what type of vehicle you have and what type of oil you're using. But there are several other things that if you neglect, it's going to cost you lots of money in the long run. The first thing is the timing belt. If you have a vehicle that has a timing belt on it, that is a rubber belt that's located behind the timing cover. You can't see it. It's invisible to you, but it's inside the vehicle. It has to be changed. Every 60,000 miles, you change your timing belt. You change your timing belt and you change your cam seals while you're there. Failure to change the timing belt can result in the timing belt itself snapping and doing serious damage to your motor. And for a couple $100, preventative maintenance, do yourself a favor, change the timing belt. Secondly, is your transmission fluid. Nobody thinks about your transmission fluid. Transmission is an oil just as your engine oil is. There's a pan at the bottom of the car. It has a filter in it, and it filters out all the contaminants. If you don't change your transmission fluid on a regular basis, about every 45,000 miles, that transmission fluid burns and you start doing damage to your transmission. And again, you're looking at a serious repair. Don't neglect preventative maintenance on your vehicle. If you plan to keep your vehicle, you need to do your preventative maintenance and do it as prescribed with the owner's manual. This is David Lovett, and that has been your Mad Hatter Minute.
Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Dr. Tara Griffin from Emerald Coast Dental Sleep Medicine. And, we had her on last week and we talked about dental sleep medicine and how that can help you sleep better and live longer. Now, sleep apnea is a big problem. What are some of the, the warning signs? What are some of the symptoms that someone might need to come and see you?
The signs are people will often be tired during the day. That's one very common sign. Also, they may snore often on a nightly basis. They may wake up choking or gasping during the night.
You just described me.
They may have some memory loss, some concerns there.
That comes with age.
Some anxiety that builds up. They can also have joint problems, TMJ issues, but mainly it's linked to so many serious problems.
Yeah. So if you snore, if you're really tired all the time, and maybe you think, I'm just getting old, or I don't sleep well.
Yes, exactly. Or I work hard, I work 2 or 3 jobs, this is why I'm tired. Also, inability to lose weight. Patients that have been on every type of program out there and they still can't lose weight because they're not sleeping well at night, their body is not resting and recovering and restoring itself, and so you're going to end up taking in 500 more calories on average during the day to get the energy that you would have gotten from a good night's sleep, and you're going to have to get it through food. So therefore, the inability to lose weight is very common as well.
Wow. So I guess there are a lot more risk factors besides just gaining weight.
Yes.
I mean, what are some of those risk factors associated with apnea and sleep disorders?
Heart disease, stroke, diabetes, cancer.
Wow.
Now, increased risk of cancer, 4 times more likely to develop cancer now with recent studies.
Wow.
Because when your cells don't get the oxygen that you need at night, then it's going to drive the cancer cells. They're going to feed off of that lack of oxygen. So many depression, anxiety, the weight gain, a lot of health problems. So not to mention the motor vehicle accidents. There's a high increase in that, and so that's
we've heard a lot about that recently too. That you're actually more dangerous tired than you are drunk in a lot of cases.
You are. Sleep deprivation, several hours, just going off of one night, off of a few hours of sleep is equivalent to being highly intoxicated.
Yeah, isn't that something?
And the thing is that when people have accidents, it's hard for them to relate it to sleepiness because there's no way to test for that as far as a motor vehicle accident goes. And so it's hard to prove.
And all that is avoidable if you could just get a good night's sleep.
Yes.
And you can help people with that with dental sleep medicine.
Yes, we have the alternative option to treating snoring and sleep apnea, the alternative to like a CPAP machine for patients that can't tolerate the mask at night, or an alternative to surgery possibly. Those are other options that can help to treat the problem. But with our dental appliances, we can help to correct and overcome in many patients and resolve their problems.
Yeah, I would think even if you can tolerate a CPAP, why would you want to have one if you could just sleep like a normal person?
That's true. It is. It's cumbersome. 2/3 of the people that are prescribed it can't tolerate it. However, some people do have serious medical conditions and they're very severe and they need to be on a CPAP. So, and we can actually do combination therapy with a CPAP and a dental appliance if needed. So there are a lot of options that are available. We can't eliminate the CPAP for everyone, but for many patients that can't tolerate it, we have a good alternative option for them.
If you have any of these warning signs, come on in and get a consultation.
Yes,
right?
absolutely. You don't have a diagnosis to see me for a consultation. I can help screen you. I can help to refer you to the right people to be able to diagnose you. I am a board-certified dental sleep medicine doctor. I'm one of 4 in the state of Florida, and I'm the only one in the Panhandle. I can treat this condition, but I cannot diagnose it. So I work very, very closely with physicians that can diagnose it. We have a team that works together.
And how do we get in touch with you?
You can call our office, 249-9331, and we are located on Thomas Drive in the Lagoon Shopping Center right next to Captain Anderson's, and Emerald Coast Dental Sleep Medicine.
So just make it a point, come on down.
Yes.
Dr. Tara Griffin, thanks so much, and look forward to seeing you next week.
Thanks.
And we'll be right back after these messages. Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Dr. Stephen Favaloro from Forest Park Animal Hospital. He's going to give you your pet health tip of the week. Doc, we
Good to see you,
always welcome you here on the show because we always get actionable intel
That's
on
right.
how to treat our furry friends. And all of us, I think, all of us pet lovers, have tried to cut our dogs' toenails.
Sure.
With varying degrees of success.
Absolutely.
I stopped. Because my dog has black toenails.
Yeah,
So
and that makes it much more difficult.
Yeah.
We get that. People ask me all the time. Even this morning when I was, working out, I was like, "Hey guys, what do y'all want to hear as a consumer?" And they're like, "I never know when to trim my dog's toenails," or what's the best way to do it, and this, that, and the other. So I thought that'd be a good topic to talk about.
Well, those are all good questions. How often should you trim your dog's toenails?
That's so variable because it really depends on the lifestyle of the dog. If you got one that's, on carpet all the time, or it's never, or just outside on the grass and never on concrete, the nails will never wear down.
Yeah.
If you have a dog that walks twice a day, runs with the owner, then those nails generally get worn down just through normal mechanisms of walking and running. So the rule of thumb that I usually use is if your dog's standing straight up and it's not thrusted forward or backwards for whatever reason, and the nails are hitting the ground, they need to be trimmed.
So the nails should not be hitting the ground if they're standing.
If they're just standing in a
erect.
normal position. Yes.
Oh, that's a good thing, because untrimmed, that can cause problems. I mean, they actually go around in a big loop.
We'll see. I mean, this happens more in cats than we see it in dogs, but they will actually continue to grow in a circle and dig into that pad. And you'd be surprised. And it'll be for a while too, and they'll be infected. And you trim that nail, and you don't even pull it right out. You have to curl it out because it's going into the pad at an angle as well. So you imagine how uncomfortable that is. And then some dogs, their nails will take a real acute angle downward as opposed to kind of a gentle angle down, and those need to be trimmed on a regular basis. But if you're looking at the dog's nail, and here's a picture of just a dog's nail. Everybody knows the quick, which is the blood supply, and then you've got the nail that is over it. So a lot of times when the nail it starts off kind of thick, and then it comes down to a point, and then it stops, and then the diameter never changes, and then the nail really continues. Where it stops to continue to get narrow is where the quick usually ends.
Okay.
And so if you can get one of those guillotine type nail trimmers, or there's the other ones that are kind of like a scissors, and you can get it maybe a couple millimeters behind it or away from the toenail, and then angle it away from the dog, not towards the dog, but away from the dog, kind of at a 45-degree angle, and trim there.
So you don't want a blunt, straight cut. You want a kind of angle cut.
If you go straight up like this, then you're going to end up getting the quick, because the quick's coming down. So if you can get it at an angle where the quick is going, then you can stay away from it.
And now, in my case, with my dog, she has black toenails, and it's hard to tell where that quick is.
Yeah, here's a picture of one that's a relatively black toenail. You can see where I'm talking about how it stops getting more narrow. And when that happens, what you can do is you can just follow the angle, if you will, of that bottom part of the nail. And if you do that, then you'll stay away from the quick.
Wow. Okay. So you just
as long as your dog doesn't jump.
Yeah, you gotta keep Sandy still.
Because they all just sit there like they do in that Petty commercial.
Yeah. Oh yeah. On TV, the dogs are very well behaved. Yeah.
So, and I can't tell you how many people have tried to donate those to us because they don't work very well.
Really?
Yeah, not at all. I mean, another way people will do it is they use a Dremel.
Yeah, that little grinder deal.
Yeah. I mean, but that petty thing they sell. I always want to call it a petty file. That's not what it is. If you can use it to round off the nail.
I do that sometimes. Sorry.
But the thing is, if you get too close to the quick, it burns.
Oh, so they'll feel that heat.
They're trying to get away because of the heat that's generated from that.
Well, that's true. A Dremel.
So you have to really be careful with that, and the noise scares a lot of dogs too. So it's one of those where you need to start off kind of young so they're used to it.
We bought that thing on TV, that little file thing. It didn't work. But a no kidding Dremel out of your toolbox will work a lot better.
If you get them too close, then
you'll get a bloody mess.
Yeah,
and we've actually hurt our dog, by accident.
Yeah. And then what happens is the dog starts to cry, it yelps, you see the blood, everybody then drops the dog, it runs around, there's a blood trail all down the carpet, and then you don't want to do the rest of the nails because you feel bad. So, but if you do that, not a lot of people have the ferric sulfate or the quick stop that we use, but if you have a steptic tensile, it kind of stings.
But it'll stop the bleeding.
It will, but you can just pad that up with flour or cornstarch too, just to help it coagulate.
Well, when in doubt, when you're doubting your abilities to cut your dog's nails, any good groomer should be able to do this, and certainly your veterinarian.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then this is just a picture of what the dog looks like after they do the nails. Just a little fun stuff. But your veterinarian will do it. Any nail grooming place will do it. And they do a good job. Once you do it and you get used to it, you're amazing how quick you can get at it. No pun intended.
Quick. You said quick, and I snorted. This has been a great interview.
Awesome.
Dr. Stephen Favaloro, Forest Park Animal Hospital. Thanks, because that's actionable intel that we can use.
Thank you, sir.
And we'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. I have Marty Howell here with his friend Camo from Bay County Animal Services. Marty, thanks for coming back on the show.
Great to be here.
Tell us about your friend here and what's her story,
his
story.
This is Camo. He's a 4-month-old Catalua Hound. We've had him for about 2 weeks now. Just a great pup.
This would be Camo's butt right here. Let's see if we can see that cute picture.
There you
go. There you go. What a precious looking dog, and so high spirited. Just a big puppy.
Yeah.
You're just a big puppy, aren't you?
And he's already been neutered. We actually started kind of just
Sorry about that, Camo.
I just started working on some leash training this morning. He's coming along really good. So he's a quick learner.
Yeah.
He gives, he's 4-month-old, so, I'm never going to say that any 4-month-old's housebroken, but he's really showing strong indications that, that he's leaning that direction.
And he's ready to go.
Ready to go. Said $25, and you got yourself a TV star.
Can you imagine that? $25. A Catalua Hound. What exactly is a Catalua Hound? Is it some sort of hunting dog she wants to play?
He's one of the hunting dogs, and he's got a little something else mixed in there. We're not exactly sure what, but his primary breed is the Catalua Hound.
You want to play?
He was actually an owner surrender.
Wow, what a shame.
So,
what a beautiful animal, too.
Yeah.
It's so friendly and high-spirited. Look at you. Can I get a kiss? Okay. Right in the ear.
I'm sure the backyard, some kids, it'd be a great situation for any family.
This dog needs a couple of kids to run them around.
Run them around, get everyone tired, so mom and dad can have some time at night to relax themselves.
What a beautiful dog. Now, of course, already neutered. All shots.
Yeah, the only one he hasn't had yet is his rabies shot, but because he's a little too young for that.
Okay.
But we actually provide a voucher to get that done.
Oh, I see.
So,
okay.
So for $25, he's a ready to go dog. Just needs some kids in a backyard to play, and he'll be a great addition to any family.
What a high-spirited dog. Now, how do we get in touch with you?
Well, our phone number is 767-3333, and we're actually right off of Highway 231 at 6401 Bayline Drive.
Okay.
We're open to the public Tuesday through Friday from 10 to 6, and on Saturday from 10 to 3.
767-3333.
Yep.
And you can take this little puppy home with you, big puppy.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show, and thank you for sharing Camo with our audience.
Well, thanks for having us here.
I hope she finds a great home, and we'll see you next time.